the fish. The fish. One place to go to if you have fish. Your fish may itch or even flat. So father fish usually what's called cat.
I don't think one way all have to just take seriously. Getting started is one thing. Getting someone started in the hobby.
And that's
you want to do a couple of simple things to get started. And then once you get 6 months to a year down the road, you want to begin things. And that's the point where you begin experimenting. That's really the point.
What in the world are we listening to?
You're simply setting up that tank using father fish's method.
I don't even know where that's.
Fish in it.
I don't know where that's coming from.
You're following all the basic rules. You're really not learning.
There it is.
Anything. You're following.
Where'd this come from? Lord! Hi, everybody. Madness. Oh, I know what happened. I tried to do two things at once, and it actually didn't work. Well, it worked, and then it didn't work. Anyway, doesn't matter. Hi, everybody. Nice to be here. Friday night is getting a little crowded. Alex decided to come on early, so he's up. I'll tell you, let me look at it. It's kind of remarkable. We've got, I don't know, 3 or 4 people streaming simultaneously, all of whom are people who are basically supportive of each other. Alex is there. Aquamalik is there. Who else? I don't know. Kelly Barlow. I don't know. It's nuts. JD. I think JD. Let me look at that again. No. I don't know. Quite frankly. Lord. Well, here we are. Here we are. I have a video in the boot that will come out tomorrow, and it's on plants. We got an order of plants in today, and I made the video as a delivery, a box opening, but I didn't post it because I've got another video I posted today. So I'll do that in the morning. In the meantime, I'm going to give you all a little preview of what we got. If I can find the list, there it is. We got a couple of really nice plants. A bunch of Aponogetans, which I love. It's one of my absolute favorites. Madagascar lace. I've got a bunch of Madagascar lace. And I've also got a bunch of scarlet plants. Cardinal plants, sorry. A bunch of cardinal plants. Let me show you. They're really pretty. I've already got them planted here. Look at that. I got a mess of them. So these are going to be available starting Monday on Get Kills. I'll have them all posted. I've got 4-leaf clover, hairgrass in the back, 3 different Aponogetans. Let's see what else. Get us back here. Ooh. Bit of a glare there. I don't know if I can read this. Oh. I'm going to say hello to everybody in a minute. I'm just getting carried away here. I got repens, some trapdoor snails, Hygrophila compacta. It says crypt parva, but I don't see it here. I got charged for it, but I don't think it came. Unless I dropped it. That's certainly possible. Oh, and that's it. So, nice plants. All right. Who do we have here? Hello, everybody. Let me get ta-da. Get open over here. Let me get there. Roman Chirac. Hello, Roman. Fission. Herp Diversity. Aqua Nugro IG. Nice to meet you, Aqua Nugro. And we'll kick this off by giving you a wrench. How's that? Joshua Miller, Tori Urbanbeck, Whitefish Salad, Last Box Fox. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Kevin Rosenberg, Colored Guppies, Master Python, Mono Kendo. Another wrench coming up. Right there. And what do we have? We've got 18 watching, 9, 10 thumbs up. we may suffer tonight. I guess we're gonna have to. I gotta talk to Alex, see what his intentions are. I don't want to go up against him because we just shared too many people. It doesn't make sense to do that. So I don't know quite what brought that on, but I guess we'll find out. And I really am anxious to be supportive. Oh, Maple Street was on earlier. That's what I was thinking about. Good Mother just came up. That's not a conflict for us. Aqua Malik. I really want to be supportive of Aqua Malik. Mary Page has been talking with him about doing a some kind of a live stream together. And I'm sure we're going to do that. I very much appreciate what he's doing. So we'll see if we can make that happen, Brian. Stewart, tell my boss I need a break to watch my father fishing. I think we're on the same wave. Like, that's cool. And you should be wrenched, Brian. RS Aquarium. Hello, RS. RS Aquarium is from India and has been active with us on Discord. Brad Hobbies. Aqua Nugro, we just said hello to. And Joshua Miller popped in above, I do believe. I don't know, I've kind of lost track now. Was Joshua up there? Maybe not. I guess, I don't know. I don't think so. Yes, he was. All right. Let's see if we have any. Alex had plans later, so he went on early. Got it. DJ. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I think I'm going to have to do cardiac rehab, though. I just don't have stamina. And I'm sure I know now it's not a matter of blood flow because we've taken care of that. It's a matter of needing to build up muscle. I've been too long too stationary. So I'm going to start that in a week, I think. T-Bone. Hello, T-Bone. Aquatic Nest. Michelle Gibson. Good morning from Australia. Gorgeous fishy friend. Nice to see you, Michelle. All right, we don't have any questions here. So I'm going to kind of kick this off by hearkening back to the video that I posted today. That's all about the food web. The video I did 3 days ago raised a really interesting question, and it's one I think is helpful to pay attention to understand. Elaine Louis Cart, we were talking about a kids show. Maybe do that earlier before kids' bedtime. My grandson is hugely interested in breeding bettas. His first is a bright male he named Fireball. You know what? That is such a good idea and really would be great fun. If we could do a children's video, I don't know when you do it. I guess it doesn't matter. We can't do open forum with children, so there would not be a chat function, I don't guess, although I'd love to be able to do it. I guess the way to do it would be with adult supervision. That would allow us to keep the chat open. It would allow parents to monitor their child's questions and comments, which I would just love to be able to do. Let me see if I can come up with a time frame for that, and we'll promote it and see if we can actually. I just love it, Elaine. I think it's a wonderful idea, and I'd forgotten about that. We did talk about it a while back. I want to do that. Let me work on it, please, and keep bugging me, Elaine. Let's see. Before I get off the subject, we'll be back here Sunday evening at 5:30 EDT, and Monday morning, 9 o'clock EDT, Monday morning. Maybe the Sunday evening would be a good children's slot. We'll work on it. Who else is here? Maple Street. Hello. Good to see you. T-Bone, Michelle. Okay, so back to the subject at hand. Kevin Rosenberg, sorry. Leaves an aquarium. Nothing better than that. You betcha. So, what I'm suggesting is a modification in the substrate. Not a major change at all. Really a fairly minor change. Maple Street, do I recommend buying clay from the store or trying to harvest locally? Well, if you can harvest it locally, it's going to make your tank that much more native and natural. So certainly that would be, in my mind, that would be preferable. Plus, you're likely to get some bacteria and maybe even some flora, some microflora, growing on that clay. Now, I have suggested a technique for the clay, which you may or may not want to use. There are really two streams of thought on how to use clay. One is to lay it in the bottom of the tank as the deepest layer, and then put soil on top of it. Another is to dissolve the clay in water and mix that in with the soil. That gets all of the elements, all of the minerals that are in the soil mixed, that are in the clay, mixed in with the soil. So that's my preference, but you can do it either way. Yeah, I would always collect from the wild before I would buy from the store, simply because you're going to get a better product that way. You'll get a native product you'll get a product that has organics in it, that's alive, that has not been processed in any way, and that's critical. Things like clay can be processed. They can be irradiated. They can do any number of things to them to kill bacteria, for example, before they're packaged. So, yeah, good question, Maple Street. Roman Chirac, should I remove the adult Odessa barbs from their outdoor tub to save the baby fish? Babies seem to be doing fine at the moment. Would love to have a large shoal by September. Well, Roman, if you got a lot of them, yeah, absolutely. Take the adults out. Give the babies a chance to really flourish and grow. It'll take pressure off of them. The Odessas are a little aggressive anyway. And you might even set up another tub and get another population going. But yeah, I would do that. I would take the adults out. Give the babies a good chance. Maple is saying, I know a few swimming holes where you can feel the clay with your feet in the holes. Oh, I know. It's slippery and slimy, isn't it? It's really cool. Yeah, do it by all means. And if it's on the surface like that, then it very likely is going to have some organics in it. So what I would do is scrape it. Rather than dig it, scrape it. You're going to get more organics that way, and it's going to provide more benefit to the system. If you do that, I would recommend that you mix it in with the soil in order to get those organics going in the soil. So there's the bottom layer, the soil layer, which may or may not include clay. It needs to include a number of things, however. I noticed Chattanooga Ed did one the other day. He added 2 or 3 items. He added iron oxide, which is good. He added diatomaceous earth, which is okay, not really a problem. But he also added lime, and that's interesting. I add lime. He pulled all 3 of those from my list, and that was good and it was appropriate. He did not mix them. He layered them and then put sand on top and wet it. It runs the risk doing it that way of having the drier and more woody elements in the soil to begin rising up to put upward pressure on the sand, and you can get bleeding that way. You can get tannins coming into the tank. So I don't recommend that, but it certainly, it was nice. I'm glad he did it. It was really effective. Thank you, T-Bone, very much for your $5 super sticker. T-Bone is such a trooper. He has been with us from the beginning. Just a great friend, a great supporter, and somebody we've had a lot of good conversations. He reminds me of Aquarium Cop. He's just, super friendly, always there, always supportive, always helpful. Thank you, T-Bone, very, very, very much. Let's see. I need to go back now. Oh, here we are. Misfit. Hello, Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics. How are you? Good. Yeah, set up another tub, Roman. Michelle Gibson, regarding clay and red cherry shrimp. I put mahogany red clay in my cold cherry shrimp and turned them into red tigers. They love eating clay. Clay develops a bacterial slime, and that's really what they're eating. They're eating that organic material that grows on the surface of clay. That's exciting. That's really, really cool. Putting clay in a tank that's open runs the risk of the clay disseminating into the water column. In other words, kind of dissolving. Um, but if you're doing small amounts and doing it the way Michelle is doing it, that's pretty exciting stuff. It's always nice to be able to find ways to feed your critters naturally. And that's what this new system we're designing is really all about. It's taking the dirt and substrate to the next level and creating an environment that actually provides a full dynamic cycle of life and food web for all of the animals in the tank, including the small fish. I've got one going right here. This has, I don't know how many, about 50 small fish in it. There are cinnamagills, there are shell dwellers, golden mountain minnows, pygmy sunfish, mollies. There's an angel and a plectro. And they're all in here and they're all doing really, really well. And I'm not feeding this thing. Now I want to get out and get some more and better mulch. I have not found yet a good source of leaf mulm, aquatic leaf mulm. I'm still working on that. So here we go. We've got the soil level about an inch. Now, I really don't recommend that you do more than an inch. And part of the reason is if you're going to use the supplements that I recommend, you can either buy them from me or buy them yourself. It's not a secret. I've told everybody what's in it, so you can buy it yourself. If you're doing a small tank, you may just want to spend a little bit of money and buy the supplements. In any case, that creates, for the first few months, a very active, dynamic environment in which there's a lot of chemical activity going on and a lot of biological conflict going on. If you have it deep, like 3 to 4 inches, it will explode in the tank and foul the tank. It's just more than the system can handle. Putting in 1 inch and then capping it with 2 inches of sand works fine. There's rarely a problem. If there is a problem, you can add a little more sand to resolve it. So 1 inch of sand on top of that dirt. Now, the 2nd inch of sand, we're recommending that you begin to develop some biological load in it. And this really goes a long way towards solving the problem we've had with things like shallow rooted plants that don't do well in that 2 inches of sand, at least not for the first 6 months or so. So by adding leaf mulch, some people have suggested sawdust, peat moss. Leaf mulch would be my favorite, and not dry leaf mulch, but wet leaf mulch, material that comes out of a creek. Mix that in with the sand, lay that down, and then spread a thin layer of live leaf mulch and some large, if you like, dead leaves on top of that. And that's going to give you a biomass of a lot of microorganisms, a lot of microfauna, as well as microflora that are going to be multiplying and thriving in that environment and working their way down into that sand. You can even, perish the thought, you can even mix a little bit of gravel in that top inch in order to open it up a little more. That's okay. Never thought you'd hear me say that, did you? Well, it's a time and a place for everything. All right, so there's that. Let me get back over here a minute. Mark Croswell. We need to give Mark a wrench. Mark, hello, Father Fish. Love your channel. Very informative. You made me want to do a dirted tank using your method, of course. Keep up the helpful knowledge. Well, Mark, you're going to love it. It'll be the most fun thing you've ever done, and will probably be the best tank you've ever had. It's just remarkable how many times I've heard that comment. This is the best aquarium I've ever had. And it's because they've created a natural environment where everything that's in the tank is able to function naturally and function in a way that that gives them the security of a nice place to live. Michael Long, hello. Good to see you. Adam West, hi Adam. Just added 7 Amanos and 4 mystery snails. Bravo, Adam West. Nice. Paul C. Hey, Paul C. Nice to see you. Jason Peculiar. Jason Peculiar. Good evening from Scotland. Well, morning here. Hope to catch some of Father's stream for a change. Love the channel. One of the best. Thanks, and thank you, Jason. And we're going to give Jason a wrench and make him a member of the show. Welcome, Jason. Did it again. Hey, Kenny. Good to see you. Nice to have you with us. We're running up against everybody tonight. One of the things I do want to be careful about is to not run up against Lucas. I don't want to do that. But we won't. And if I lose track of time, somebody tap me on the shoulder and let me know what's going on. Did T-Bone just give us the second sticker? Mary Page is here. Hey, Mary Page. Nice to see you. We need to get together, dear, and see if we can put something together for Sunday night. And I'll tell you what. Who was it? Somebody above Michelle. No, was it Michelle? Was suggesting reminding me. Elaine was reminding me that I was talking about doing a kids program, and I would sure love to do that. Maybe we could get together, Mary Page, and talk about that, and maybe come up with a way to do that. That would be something nobody else is doing in the fish farm, and it would be great fun. T-Bone, I think T-Bone has given us another super sticker. I'm just trying to get back and see. Yes, he has. Booty Boys. Oh, that's Danny Ken. What have I got here, though? I don't know. I'm getting all mixed up. Kenny, thank you for the booty boy. The Booty Boys. Those of you who don't know who the Booty Boys are, Kenny and James and Chattanooga Ed came down to visit Father Fish last fall. Is that right? Last fall. And we had the best time. It was really wonderful. Went out collecting, and in order to do that, we went to a number of restaurants. Well, one of the restaurants was across the street from a dive shop, and a couple of the guys needed boots to be able to get in the water without cutting their feet up. So we went over to the dive shop, and we all bought a pair of boots. I bought wonderful boots. Everybody bought boots. And the lady who was waiting on us referred to us as the booty boys. And it just kind of stuck. So that's where that comes from. And thank you, Kenny. That's delightful. And what a lot of fun. Mary Page saying hello to everybody. Just a question is asking, in building, a reef tank, I'm interested on the web. I have about 10 pounds of mud and 6 inches of aragonite. Is that okay? What size tank are you doing? 10 pounds of mud and 6 inches. 10 pounds of mud is not really going to be much. It depends entirely on the size tank you've got. Give us a little more information. All right, I'm going to have to get down to the bottom here. Adam West says a complete living ecosystem has a diverse food web. Yes, it does. And everything, the web is such that everything feeds everything else, all the way up the chain and then back down again. So that's really the idea here. Michelle said, I find that the clay doesn't go into the water column. So long as it's true clay, it should stay down. Not recommended for quarries or plecos, I'm sure. Nice. Oh, look at that. T-Bone saying, I have 2 favorite streams. You're one and the other is Dedican. Me too. Me too. That's fun. And there is it. There it is. Right there. Look at that. That's T-Bone super sticker. Is that the second one? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Thank you, T-Bone. Thank you, Kenny. Love you guys. Appreciate you so much. Let's see. Let me try to get to the bottom real quick here. Aquatic Nest, thanks. It says great looking tank. That is a fun tank. That's the 20-year-old tank. And by golly, it's really beginning to look like something, isn't it? Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to Mary Page, including me. Hello, Aquatic Nests. Fishley, maple sturgeon ponds are great sources for leaves. Lots of maple tree leaves sitting on the bottom of the ponds. You betcha. Good to see everyone tonight now. I've got to go back over here because T-Bone is losing his mind. Look at this. Just gave us another super sticker. You're amazing, T-Bone. Thank you so much. You know, this makes it possible for me to be able to keep going here. I am now retired. Didn't get much from my shop, so I'm really dependent on YouTube, and they're making it tough, really tough. So every little bit means a whole lot. Thank you, T-Bone, and thank you, Kenny, for your super stickers. Stephen Cooper, hi, Father Fish. Sounds like you have things hopping around here. Well, we're working on it. There's an ongoing conversation occurring on our Discord channel. If you don't know about that, you need to find out about that. I don't know if there's anybody here who can post the link. I'll try to get it a little later. Go on my homepage under community. You'll find the link. Click on it and get over there and be part of that. Be part of that party. We got a party going on 24/7. Honestly, there are people from Europe and India and the Philippines who are on all night long, and people from Europe and the U.S. are on all day long. So it really is a 24/7 fishy conversation. It's wonderful. J. Oliver Guppies and Aquatics. Good to see everyone. Good to see you too. Roman, Mark Crosswell, you'll love a dirted tank. I've switched all mine over to dirted, loving it. Highly recommend it. Even some of my outdoor tubs are dirted substrate. Yay, Roman. Mary Page Flynn, she is everywhere. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. Oh, Mary Page is so excited and so happy. She's finally back in Kentucky and looking for a place to live. Staying with her daughter right now. But happy to be home, I know. And we just wish you all the best and, pray that you're going to find a home that will be a real home for you and your husband and your family, where you'll really be able to thrive. We enjoy you and love you so much. 120 gallon. I don't think 10 pounds is going to be near enough. You may want to mix something in with that. You can use Miracle Mud. Let me show you something. This saltwater tank has a freshwater substrate. That freshwater substrate is about 8 years old, almost 10 years old. I put about 2 inches of sand from the Gulf on top of it. So it's like a crushed coral, crushed shell kind of cap. But what is that down there? What is that? Oh, it's a little goby. Can you see it? That's a native goby. We caught him. Oh, you can see him here. We caught him out here in the bay. I went out for 5 minutes and got a few things to put in here. I'm hoping this coming week that I'm going to be able to get out and do some more saltwater collecting. I hope. I need to move this along. Ryan Watson, hello. Costub Valerio. Hi from, well, now. Oh, he says we have a nice pond in the backyard where the water is clean enough that we can eat the fish from it. Ooh, how cool is that? Well, just for that, we're going to make you a moderator, Costub, I guess. Michelle Gibson, click the like button, helps the algorithm. Certainly does. What have we got going here? 42 watching, 33 thumbs up. Not bad for a night that's full of conflict. Danny Ken lurking while driving home. Nice to have you with us, Kenny. Joshua Miller. Oh, thank you. He posted the Discord link. Click on that link and get over there. It's really great fun. Let's see who's there right now. They usually are listening in and doing this as well. I don't know. Goodness sakes. Oh, we've got some new people going on and on about their experience in the hobby. Lots of new people. Let's see. Maple Street. Tom Pettit. Do you recommend the deep substrate method for saltwater aquariums? Tom Pettit says. Absolutely. Absolutely. I just showed you one. In fact, that's really where it came from. The deep sand bed is very much a product of the early efforts to create an environmentally sound aquarium for raising coral. GARF, G-A-R-F, was one of the first movers and shakers in creating deep substrate using mud from all around the world. They built, what did they call it? They called it Garf Grunge. Garf Grunge, they called it. They collected bacteria, mud from all over the world, and mixed it all together and created a really rich, wonderful environment. They've been out of business for some years. The owners passed on and there was no one to continue it, but their website is still up and it's got a vast amount of information and material on it. If you want to learn about deep substrates and natural systems for saltwater, click on garf.org. garf.org. Maple Street, thank you, Father Fish, for sharing all your knowledge with us. You're amazing. Well, thank you, Maple Street. I love what you're doing too. It's just really exciting. Now, I'm having trouble. Here we go. Tom Bennett. Thank you, Tom. Let's see. Silver Wolf J88. Would humic acid or worm castings be beneficial to mix with dirt substrate? I put worm castings in my dirt substrate. The humic acid will be too. You want to mix the humic acid a little higher up. You want to mix it in with the humus, with the leaves. Try to get it soaked into the leaves, at least some, so that when you get that in there, you're getting a real strong humus environment that's going to go a long way toward developing the mycelium and the bacteria that need to grow on that to get it broken down so that the microfauna and microflora can take advantage of the leaves. Will I be on Monday morning? Patricia Power says, yes, I will. I will, absolutely. Mary Page, been sitting on a 33-gallon lawn for 8 months. Now I'm ready to set it up their Father Fish way. All right. Brian Watson. I meant live sand. He said live soil. Sort of the same thing. Sort of. Jason Picolia, thanks so much for the kind reply. Sorry for the delay there. Who is this? 3G. For the sake, you guys are just really knocking it dead here. 3G has donated $5 to the cause. Thank you so much, 3G. Deeply appreciated. 75-gallon deep substrate dirted. How long will it gas off? Running for 3 months. Fish and plants doing great. Huge blast of bubbles daily. Any concerns? No. 3 months, you're about at the end of it. It shouldn't last much longer. It's not at all dangerous, not at all a problem. It's a very natural process. Nothing to worry about, nothing to give any consideration to it all. It's just your tank stabilizing. That's literally what it's doing. It's your tank stabilizing. Monster Fish Gal. Hi there. Thank you for the super chat. She says, 3G, you betcha. Mary Page, you should see how good my daughter's 29-gallon looks. I left it for 5 months, and it's fantastic. Well, we're going to have to look at that. But here's another super sticker. You've helped me stay sane in my first year in the hobby. This is Costub Valerio. Costub Valerio. Well, thank you so much. Costub. Thank you very, very much for your $9.99 super chat. That's very, very, very kind. Let's see. What do I use to make my aquarium? Lids. Good question. Let me show you. I am an inveterate glass collector. I collect glass. There's a big piece here, little pieces there. I got glass everywhere. Glass there. I need some more to get these covered. That's what I do. I collect sheets of glass. I learned how to cut glass. It's easy to do, and not at all dangerous. I learned how to use sandpaper to 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 sand down the sharp edges on the glass. Boy, learned that the hard way too. I cut my hand once on a real heavy piece of glass by jerking up suddenly, and it cut the tendon. Fortunately, I went to a hand doctor who fixed it. Some of you may remember that. Let's see, Jordan Fish Tanks. Hello, Jordan Fish Tanks. Nice to see you. Let's see. Bubbles in a fish tank is not the same as bubbles in a bathtub. Well put, T-Bone. Quite so. Bubbles in a fish tank is not the same as bubbles in a bathtub. Now, speaking of bubbles, there is a foam that builds up in freshwater streams. That foam is organics. If you see it, get it, grab it, bring it back, and put it in your fish tank. It's loaded. It is organics. It's wonderful stuff. It contains fungus, and it contains bacteria, and it contains humic substances, and it contains microfauna, microflora. It's lovely stuff. Gather up the foam and put it in your tank. If you ever see it, collect it. Collect it. Michael Long. You two are, speaking to Maple Street Aquatics, you two are a great part of a great Friday night lineup. Missed your stream, but did watch the replay from 7-2 and thought the girls did a great job supporting you and your channel. I couldn't agree more. Maple Street is wonderful. He's got an absolutely fabulous fish room and a concept that very much needs to be supported and encouraged and participated in. You know, but making your tanks genuinely natural and native really gives you a strong, clear sense of what the aquatics in your community are really all about. And they're stunning everywhere. They're stunning and they're beautiful. You don't need red fish from South America. You can get red fish from Idaho. Honest. Kira X. Hello, hello. Nice to see you. Great to have you with us. And it's Psychedelic Hippocampus. Susie. I'll keep an eye out for that liquid gold, she says. How do you Costa? How do you deal with the fluffy mulm on top of a fine white sand cap? Add a little more sand, and that mulm will sip down into it. Now, you could also add some scrunched up leaves to it. That'll create more of an organic bed. That'll allow for a greater variety of microfauna and microflora to grow and thrive in there. It becomes a wonderful source of nutrition for baby fish and a wonderful place for tiny little fish to spawn. So it's a very, very good thing to do. Tori Erpenbeck, When I was a toddler, I like bubbles, so I decided to pour shampoo into my family's fish tank. Needless to say, it didn't end well. I dare say. Ooh, you've been paying for that ever since, haven't you, Tori? That's terrible. Oh, let's see. Fungus from the wood in the tank. Yes, and from the leaves, um, and from all of the humic substances. Now you need to collect this from the wild. You want to have a good diversity of this material. Don't depend on it to just kind of happen in the tank. You need to bring it in. Aquatic nests. Are we at the bottom? I am. How do they do that? I got to the bottom and it's 9:21. Oh, that was a chore. Tori says T-Bone right. They just needed their hair washed. Right. Stinky fish. Clean up the stinky fish. What is it in soap that's dangerous for fish? Anybody know? I'm struggling here because I can't think of the word. It probably won't come to me. When I get old, I get weird. How are the stents holding up? You seem in great form. Thank you, Patricia. Actually, they're working wonders. I'm a lot more energetic, but I don't still have the kind of stamina I want. So I'm going to do cardiac rehab and see if they can't help me build up some muscle mass. I need to be able to be a lot more physically active, and there's no reason for me not to be. I just need to build the muscle mass to be able to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to be a feeble old man before my time. Don't want to do that. So I'm hoping this coming week to get approval from my heart doctor. I've already talked to the hospital. We should be able to start it in a week or two. Why are some nasties? What are some nasties I might run into other than dragonfly nymphs in a native Illinois pond? Costum. This comes up all the time. All the time. Planaria is something a lot of people talk about. Planaria have a bad reputation. Of course, dragonfly larvae, mayfly larvae, but they only eat tiny little mulm stuff. I want to say nothing. Nothing. It's nothing for you to be concerned about. There are bad actors and there are good actors. If you've got a stable, healthy environment, the bad actors are going to be driven out. They only show up when things go bad. I mean, they don't cause things to go bad. They just take advantage of it when it does. Try to get hold of that concept. If you don't screw up your tank by throwing in a can full of food or doing something else that's just phenomenally destructive, the nasties are not going to have a home. They're not going to have a place to live. They're not going to be able to survive in your tank in any numbers at all. Oh, they'll always be there, hanging around the edges, looking for a way to get in, hoping and wishing things have got to help so they can build up their numbers. But it isn't going to happen so long as you're doing right by your fish tank. Don't worry about the nasties. Worry about keeping things healthy and wholesome and happy. And it'll keep the wolves away from your door. It'll keep the dragons at bay. Roman giraffe, phosphate. What did that come from? I don't know. Phosphate. T-bone, that's it. Their fins were looking a little scrubby. Well, there you go. Surya Prakash. How to control the iron in my tank. It causes the Java fern, destroys the Java fern leaves like brown spot. That's not iron doing that, Surya. That's something else doing that. Iron does not cause plants to turn brown. Rather, just the opposite. It provides nutrition and vigor for them. Let's find another culprit. Tell you what, Surya, if you'll come over to Discord, we will spend the time to diagnose your tank. You can post pictures of it. You can get involved in a real conversation about what's happening. And I'm sure we're going to be able to help you. Try to do that. The link's above. Maybe we can post that link again. And I think I just made you a moderator, Surya. So welcome. Roman, you asked what ingredient is soap is dangerous to aquarium fish. Phosphate. No, it's not that. It is a, what is it called? There's a word for what soap is. It is a surfactant. There's the word. It's a surfactant. It's the surfactant properties of soap that what do? They coat everything. They coat it, and in so doing, suffocate it. Herb diversity. Hello, hello. Andrew Todd, surfactants. Yes, absolutely. Oh, glory. 9:27. We're getting down to the wire here, guys. Let's see. Let me find a little piece of music here. We need to play something fun. What would you all like to hear? Music aquatic fish. Let's see. Well, you know what we ought to do? We did leave, but we need to do them again. We need to do the fish song. We're gonna do it 1 minute. In 1 minute, we're gonna do it. Let's see. DL Myth. Hello, DL Myth. I've caught some of the live show. I'll watch as much as I can since the company came over. Look at this. Misfit just popped another $5 super chat in. Hope everyone's well. Been lurking, taking care of the snakes. Thank you so much, Misfit Reptiles and Aquatics. Delighted to have you with us. And thank you so much, Mary Page. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, everyone who's been a part of this chat. We've had a good time here. We've had a big crowd. We're up to 41. That's about average. We did all right. I hope Alex did all right. And we'll see you Sunday night. Sunday night at 5:30. Mary, I want you to come on with me Sunday night. I want you to be up with me, please. If you can arrange to do that, it would be delightful to have you. So see you all then. See you Sunday night. Let's give. Oh, this is such a joy. More. Can you hear it? Get the volume up. All right! Hello, Patricia!
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Kira song.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.
Play on.
Let's talk about fish, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make fish. Let's talk about fish. Let's talk about fish. Fish.